Hi, welcome back to Wisdom from the Angels. Hi, my name is Carolyn, and I hope that you're well. I hope that your family's healthy and that everyone is safe. Welcome back. We're going to do things a little different today. First, a couple of little housekeeping things. I have two puppies, so if you hear them barking in the background, just know that they're fine. They're just saying hello to their friends. Also, I do accept readings and I do energy healing sessions. So if you're interested in that, send me an email in the information that's down below. I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe, press the bell next to it to get notifications, and the thumbs up to like, and share it. Share it with someone who may enjoy the message or may need to hear this message that is coming through today directly from the angels. Help me get to 100 subscribers, and I will pick two people to get a free 30-minute reading. Okay? So here we go. Let's see which deck I'm being guided to today. Oh, being guided to do Mother Mary. So someone sent me an email and they said, so why do you show us the decks? Some people ask, what decks do you use? Some readers list what decks they use. I am new here on YouTube, and I haven't quite figured all the little details out yet. And I am in the process of getting to that point. And I'll get there. But, I'm taking baby steps, one day at a time. And the idea here for me, anyway, is that I will be posting where you can, which decks I use the most. I cannot list all my decks because I do have over 50 different decks. Most of them are angel cards, and then oracle cards, and I have a few tarot decks. I do not read tarot as a rule, and I also do not have you go over and pay to hear the rest of the reading. So you won't have to worry about that. When I finish a reading, that's the message. Eventually, I will have Patreon and merchandise for you to buy and all that good stuff. But for right now, I am starting out and keeping it simple. Those other things can become quite overwhelming. I also want you to know that I appreciate your comments, and while I may not get back to them that particular day, I will be getting back to you. And I also want you to know that I do read your emails. So if you want to drop me an email, something's going on, hey, you know what? I can send you some support, okay? If you'd like a session, send me an email. If you'd like an angel card reading, they are much more extensive than what we do here on just a general reading. I hope that the message resonates. If it doesn't, come back another day because that message might resonate. So let's see what the message is for today. This is the Mother Mary Oracle card deck, and it's by Elena Fairchild, and she's one of my favorite Oracle creators. She does a lot of decks, and her messages are always very clear and very concise for what is needed that day. So I'm coming to you on a Wednesday, although my readings are not specific for that particular day. They can be used at any time. All right. One of the questions that was asked the other day, and I kind of laughed when I heard it, was, is this all my hair? Well, yes. And today, because it's humid here on the central coast of California, you might even see it grow on TV. So don't be on the YouTube. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Okay, so we're getting a message here of, okay, Our Lady. So the overriding message, I'm also using another deck, which someone gifted me, Angel Meditations. And it comes in a cute little, I don't want you to see all my crazy stuff, but it's Angel Meditations. And this is a cute little card deck. You can put it in your purse and carry it with you. But the deck, I did do that shuffle before I started the recording. And the message for today is the angel of harmony. Okay? And I'm going to put on my glasses so I can read all the fine print. All right, here we go. All right, the angel of harmony. I am living in harmony with universal laws. I am creating harmony at each moment of my life. So it goes on to say, to be in harmony with the universe is to live in tune with joy, love, and spiritual power. And as we learn to live in tune with the universal laws, we realize that we are a part of nature. In other words, it's all one. We're all one. Okay? Here's angel number 33. And Our Lady of Radiant Grace. Okay? And if you look at it, she just looks so serene and so like a priestess. She's very much aware of who she is and what she wants out of life. Our Lady of Soul Birth. And that is number 5. 5 is the number of change, and new beginnings can come from a new birth. So we're going to get back to it. I just want to introduce you to the cards. Number 10, Our Lady of Creative Choice. I love her necklace. It's so pretty. Okay, and the last card that came out for today is Our Lady of Divine Presence. And she is number 14. Again, the number 5. 1 and 4 equals 5. So when I look at all of the cards from the Angel of Harmony, the Lady of Radiant Grace, Our Lady of Soul Birth, Our Lady of Creative Choice, and Our Lady of Divine Presence, the overriding feeling that I'm getting from this is an old chapter has closed. We have turned the corner, people. Which really is in line with the energies right now. The energies of this last moon we just had are of new beginnings. And the cards are saying, yeah, we can have harmony in our life. We can be creative in our life. We can have grace. We can develop and do new things. We can give birth to something new. We can even start to look at a new version of ourselves. And that puts us in a state of what? Growth. Okay? And look, this is what the ultimate outcome is. Divine presence. Our Lady of Divine Presence. And I just think that if we stay on the course, those of us who are doing our spiritual work, those of us who are moving into this 5D energy, which is very different than the 3D energy we just left. So there's no going back now. Saturn is in retrograde, and she's saying, no, no, no. Normally she's there for a couple of months. She's going to be there for several years. And when that means is we need to get on that page. Those of us who are not doing our work, and this isn't a put down or anything else, but if you're not doing your work and you're doing the same old thing, what does Einstein say? If you keep doing the same old thing the same way, you get the same results. If you're ready to make a new move, and it's a choice, you have a choice here. You can choose to change. You can choose to stay where you are. If you choose to change, you are going to be able to have a whole new what? Birth. You're going to be able to walk into a whole new way of living. Now that doesn't happen overnight for some. For others, it will be very simple because they've been doing their work. We're leaving 3D energy, which was it was very fear-based. We're watching old foundations that no longer work break down and crumble. We're watching people who hung on to those beliefs and thought that that was the only way we could live on this planet. We're watching them come under fire. People who are stepping up into 5D are starting to notice a new energy it's started percolating in the background. And it's been happening over the course of the last couple of years that we've been moving here. And a lot of people used to say, oh, the age of Aquarius is this year. The age of Aquarius happened this year. The age of Aquarius is on and so forth. There is also a belief system that we did not step into the age of Aquarius until we shifted our energy to 5D. That is what is happening right now. 2020 and 2021 is all about people stepping into their energy. And the sooner you start to become awakened, you will start to see how your life starts to shift. You will see new opportunities. You'll see new relationships forming. If you have a business, you'll start to see your business start to really grow and change. 5D is about opening your minds and looking at life from a different perspective, and a perspective that works for you, not your parents, not your church, not your community, not your family, not your children, not your great aunts. This is all about us stepping into our own power. This is all about us realizing, and if you learn nothing from the pandemic, the one overriding message that we've all heard, which kind of became the mantra for the pandemic, which is we are all in this together. And that is the truth. We are all in this together. We all live on this same planet. And it is up to each and every one of us to take care of Mother Earth. Now, that may come about with you as a healer helping others to heal. That may show up as you as an educator helping others to really get a good, solid foundation. That may come in many different forms. But the reality is that we are moving toward a state of oneness. We are moving toward a state of abundance and prosperity. And that can start to happen when we decide individually to become one. When we decide, you know what, I am 100% responsible for my own stuff. Not my sister, not my brother, not my mother, not my father, not my teachers, not my minister, not my neighbors, not the person who, cut me off on the highway. We each have to take responsibility and not get caught up in the negative cycles where we used to think, and we carry all day long that same energy from the person who cut us off earlier. Or we carry that same energy from an argument you had months ago, and you're wondering why the other person is gone on and they're fine, and you are still wallowing. You have a choice to shift. You have a choice to change. But I guarantee you, if you decide to step into the path of change and shifting, and it may just be a small tweak. It may just be a tweak in how you perceive something. It may be just, learning how to maybe handle something differently. Since the beginning of the year, we have seen things change and shift, and if you're seeing smoke, it's my incense. I'm not on fire, I promise. But we have seen things shift this year, very dramatically. I live here on the central coast of California, north of LA, and one thing I can tell you that I did notice was here in California, we were in settle in place, and it wasn't very long. It might have been, from my perspective or my memory, it might have been maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And then the governor came on and he said, and shout out to Governor Newsom, he's doing a great job. I may not agree with everything he's done, but with this pandemic, I am so grateful that he has thought about the people of the state of California. Let me get back to what I was saying. But we went into lockdown. Like, he came on TV and he said, The state of California is going to go into a lockdown. And I remember the first thought was when? He said, tonight, midnight. So if you hadn't been preparing and you hadn't been doing your work and you hadn't been thinking about, hey, I got to get ready for this, it came as a shock. I remember when I first heard about Settle in Place, getting in the car and driving, I said, okay, where am I going to go where I can get really good vegetables that are going to be very fresh? I said, go to Whole Foods. Well, Whole Foods, got in the car, took off, went to Santa Barbara. I walked in, and I was on the phone with my cousin, and I said, you're not going to believe this. There is nothing on the shelf. She said, stop it. I said, I'm going to send you a picture. And literally, the shelves were bare. There was nothing on the shelves of the produce aisle. And I was like, oh my goodness. People were walking in and just started crying. What are we going to eat? What are we going to do? So we're also being called to start to think ahead, not panic. How can we be prepared for the things we don't have control over, like Settle in Place, a pandemic? How can we be stocked so that if something does happen, we are okay? Our families are okay. We're not operating from a place of lack, nor are we operating from a place of panic. We can have harmony. These are all choices. So I hope that you will step into the 5D reality, because it is here and it is about awakening. We can't go back to the way it used to be. What we used to have, what was that song by Gladys Knight? It was about remembering how things used to be. Whoever thought that 2019 was going to be the good old days? And we can tell our young children about those good old days one day. But life will never be that way again. We cannot go back. We cannot. This planet will not survive if we do. Because we are, and it has happened, we are in 5D. And people think that 5D is only technology. 5D is energy. It is a vibrational energy that has happened on this planet. The planet is shifting. And if you don't believe the planet is shifting, go online. Go to the, I think it's USPG, the geological site, and look at all the earthquakes that are happening. Mother Earth is shifting, whether you like it or not. She's shifting. And she's giving us a signal that we need to shift too. We need to start looking out for our fellow man. I happened to get very lucky, and I ended up in this very small little town, and it's a beach town. I never thought I'd be in a beach town. Some people would say it's a little hippie-ish, but I needed to be here to heal. I drove across country with the pups over 10 days, and I'll tell that story another day. And while I wasn't tired when I got here, I just sat down on my bed in the hotel room and just cried, because it was such a relief to be a new energy and to feel like I was back at home. For me, California, I've lived here twice before, so I'm hoping third time's a charm. And I just felt like I'm back. I thanked the angels. I thanked God. I thanked the universe. I thanked every ancestors, ascended masters. I went down a laundry list because I was so grateful that I was able to come back to California and that I could do it under my own steam. It wasn't someone who loves me bringing my ashes back to sprinkle in the ocean. You have no idea how good it feels to be able to say, thank you. And sometimes that is the simplest prayer we can all say. It is sometimes the simplest meditation we can all say. So let's start to look at how we can get into the energy of today's overriding message, which was from the Angel of Harmony. Now, people will say to me, and they'll send me emails, I don't know how to call on my angels. I don't know if they're really there. Okay, you may not know the angels are there, but they have been with you since you decided to come back to this earth. They have been with you, they have stood beside you, they have held you up. Now, they will come and they will help you when you give them permission. And what you can do is just bring your hands to your heart. Get quiet. Take 3 or 4 really deep breaths and release them. Become present with yourself and ask for their support. Talk to them like you talk to your best friends, potty mouth and all. And if you're angry, tell them. They're not going to strike you down. They've heard it all before. They've been listening, but they've been waiting for you to give them permission. Not sure which angel to call? Just say, get the flock in here. And with that, I'm going to end today's message. May you have peace beyond all understanding. Namaste. Come on back tomorrow. Remember, press the subscribe button, the bell next to it to get notification, the like button, and if you think that this can resonate and help someone, please share it with them, either through email, text. Take care, and namaste.